Hello, friends. Today we have a very interesting device for a smart home in our review, a smart relay with energy monitoring. This solution is an ideal way to add smart functions to your old socket or lighting by connecting a regular switch to the relay. But the main thing is that this is not just a relay, but a relay with monitoring of consumed energy, which opens up new possibilities for organizing a smart home. I have already reviewed a similar device, but it did not have energy monitoring, and in my opinion, this is a pretty important detail. Why? Because thanks to this relay, you can not only control the switching on or off of connected devices, but also keep track of the energy consumed. This is especially useful for optimizing electricity consumption. For example, you can automatically turn off unused devices at night or when you are not at home. So, if you want to make your home smart and energy efficient, this relay is a great solution for any DIY projects. Let's take a closer look at its characteristics and look inside the case. Look at the work in the Tuya Smart Home. Check the automation capabilities and, of course, work in the Home Assistant Smart Home ecosystem. Features: voltage, works at 100V, 240V. Max current, 16A, suitable for most home devices. Energy monitoring, track your energy consumption and manage your expenses. Compact dimensions, 40 by 40 by 41 mm, easily installed in a standard switch housing. 2 connection types, choose between Zigbee 3.0, requires a gateway, and Wi-Fi, does not require a gateway. Tuya compatibility, works with Tuya Smart and Smart Life apps. Restart modes, default on, off or remember the last state. Timer, set the on, off time. Device grouping, conveniently controls several devices at the same time. The relay comes in a small cardboard box. On the front side there is a schematic image of the relay itself, and on the back side there are the main characteristics of the device with notes on the supported Wi-Fi or Zigbee protocols. Inside the box is the relay itself and a small instruction. In the instruction you can find an electrical wiring diagram for the relay, as well as detailed steps for integrating it with smart home systems via Tuya Smart or Smart Life. It is worth noting that the kit does not include DIN rail mounts, which may be included in other versions of the device. The relay itself is made in a very compact minimalist design, which makes it easy to install even in a small round wall box, without interfering with the operation of an already installed socket or switch. There is a small button on the front of the relay. This button is used to switch the relay status, on or off. When held for a long time, it switches the device to the pairing mode with a smart home. Under the button is an LED to indicate the operation of the device or the pairing mode. All edges of the relay are smooth, and on the bottom there is a terminal block for connecting power, load and, if desired, an external switch. On the back of the relay, its characteristics are indicated, as well as screws that clamp the wires in the terminal blocks. All terminals are signed for convenience: phase input and output, 0 input and output, as well as S1 and S2 for connecting an external switch. First, it is worth noting that the appearance and functionality of the Wi-Fi and Zigbee versions of the relay are no different. The only difference is in the operating protocol, which means that the appearance remains the same. To get to the relay board, unfasten the top cover. It is important to remember that when connecting the device, you must strictly observe the correct connection of the phase and zero. Phase tracks are thicker because they pass a large load, and zero tracks are connected to each other for ease of connection. Energy monitoring is implemented using the BL0932 microcircuit. This is a popular energy measurement microcircuit that provides accurate monitoring of power consumption, current and voltage. It is used to collect energy consumption data and transmit it to the smart home system. On the back of the board is a control board responsible for the functionality of the device. It contains the ZTU model. This is a controller that processes data from the relay and is responsible for controlling the device through a mobile application. The ZTU controller works with popular Tuya protocols, making it compatible with the Tuya Smart and Smart Life platforms. The relay for switching the load on, off uses the Fanharf 17-1A2 TLE model. This is a powerful relay that is responsible for physically switching on and off connected devices. The maximum current is 16 amperes, the maximum voltage is 250 volts. A regular relay with NO or normally open contacts. Suitable for household and industrial loads. The circuitry of the device is standard for such relays. It is distinguished by the presence of an energy monitoring chip, which allows you to additionally track energy consumption, which is not found in regular relay models. Before we start setting up a smart home, let's first connect our relay. As you can see, it fits perfectly into a standard wall box. This is a convenient solution, because even if the wall box already has a socket or switch installed, the relay will still fit easily, and there will be enough space for connection. As I said earlier, it is very important to connect the phase and neutral wires correctly. To do this, we will use an indicator screwdriver, which will help us accurately determine the phase. I am using the simplest model, but if you want something more advanced, I will leave a link in the description under the video. Such screwdrivers are not just toys, they are indispensable when assembling a smart home, because you will have to work with electrical wiring many times. As you can see, when I bring the indicator screwdriver to the phase wire, the indicator lights up. There is no reaction on the neutral wire. This is the main signal that confirms the correctness of the phase determination. Next, in order to safely work with wires, we de-energize the circuit. It is important not to forget to turn off the machine on the distribution board before starting the connection. Now that the power is off, you can connect the wires to the relay. We connect the phase wire to L in and the neutral wire to N in. These contacts are marked on the relay board and are easy to read. Now let's connect the load. I chose a lamp as a load, but in fact it can be any device that you want to connect to the relay. It is important to remember that it is not so critical here which wire to connect to which contact. The main thing is not to confuse the phase and neutral. I connect the brown wire, phase, to L out and the blue wire, neutral, to N out. I connect a regular switch to contacts S1 and S2. This switch will be used to manually turn the load on and off, if necessary, for example, to control the lighting or to test the device before connecting it to a smart home. In general, the relay can be used now, even without connecting it to a smart home. It's very simple. For example, you can turn on a light bulb using a button on the relay itself. If the relay is connected to a smart home, you can control it via automation or from a smartphone screen. You can also use a regular switch connected to the relay to turn it on, off. This solution is ideal for organizing lighting, as well as for controlling devices such as heaters, fans, climate control equipment, technical devices in a workshop or garage, as well as security systems. The relay can be turned on according to a schedule or automation, but if necessary, it is easy to turn the device on or off simply using a standard switch. It is especially convenient that you can turn the load on and off in different ways. For example, using a switch, you can both turn the load on and off, and also do this through an application or a button on the relay itself. This gives flexibility in control. When needed, the schedule and automation work, and when needed quickly, just press the switch, and the load is turned on or off. Adding Tuya Smart or Smart Life to a smart home. We put the device into pairing mode. To do this, hold the button on the relay for 5 to 10 seconds until the indicator LED starts blinking quickly. Open the Tuya Smart or Smart Life application, click on the plus in the upper right corner and select Add Device. At this stage, the relay can detect the application automatically. If this does not happen, we help and find the device manually. If you have a Wi-Fi version, select any type of device from the Wi-Fi category, for example, Smart Socket. The main thing is that the relay is in pairing mode. After that, just follow the instructions on the screen. In my case, this is the Zigbee version, so first I go to the Zigbee gateway menu and click Add Device. After a few seconds, the relay successfully finds the application. After that, you can give it a name, assign it to the desired room and complete the setup. From the main screen of the Tuya Smart or Smart Life application, we can see the current status of the relay. Is it on or off? Everything is very simple. If the relay is on, the indicator will be green. If off, it is gray. To change the device status, just click on the virtual button in the application. For example, if the load was on, after clicking it will turn off and the indicator will turn gray. When clicked again, the load will turn on again and the indicator will turn green again. This is a quick and convenient way to control the device directly from your smartphone. The same can be controlled via an external switch. The current status of the relay will be transmitted to the application. Let's go inside the relay plugin in the Tuya application. Since this device is essentially a switch for one line, the main place is occupied by a virtual on or off button. Depending on the state of the device, the button will either be illuminated when the relay is on, or remain dark when the relay is off. At the bottom of the interface, there are small icons for setting up timers, switching to the energy monitoring statistics mode, and a settings button. Let's take a closer look at these functions. Timers. Go to the schedule and timer settings section. The first tab is a countdown timer. We can set the time after which the relay will change its status. If it was on, it will turn off, and if it was off, it will turn on. The second tab is a schedule where we can specify the exact time and day of the week to turn the relay on and off. Very convenient for regularly turning on lighting or other devices at a certain time. Cyclic operation mode is useful for some devices, such as a basement hood or a pool filter. For example, you can set the relay to turn on for 15 minutes and turn off for 45 minutes. We specify the start and end time of this cycle, and the relay will work according to the specified schedule without having to set up separate timers for each hour. The random on or off function is useful when you are not at home. For example, you can set up the lighting in the yard to turn on to create the illusion of people in the house. The jog mode is a mode in which the relay contacts close for a very short time, for example, 1 second. This is enough to open the gate lock or start the pump, which also adds convenience to home automation. Now let's move on to electricity statistics. In this section, we see that the current electricity consumption is 0.1 watts. We also see the following parameters: current, 29 milliamps. Connected power, 5 watts. Voltage, 225 volts. Total energy consumption, 0.12 kilowatt-hour. Below, consumption statistics will be available by month, broken down by day. This is very convenient for monitoring the operation of devices connected to the relay and allows you to control their energy consumption. Let's go to the relay settings menu. There are not many of them, but they are important. Power failure mode. By default, the remember last state mode is activated, but you can change this by setting the load to either turn off or turn on after power is restored. External switch setup. By default, the external switch is used to switch the relay state. This can be configured to change the operation of the device at your discretion. In the general settings, we can view information about the device. Also create a group with other relays or configure the energy saving function. You can enable a notification if the device goes offline, as well as configure multi-control by creating a group of devices and controlling them with one click. At the time of writing, there were no updates. Firmware version 10.10. Now let's talk about what we love smart devices for: automation. The Tuya Smart Relay opens up new opportunities for you to simplify your life. Instead of manually turning devices on or off, you can set up automatic control that will work for you. Our relay can be used as an if trigger in automation, and as an executor for various smart home scenarios. Relay as an if trigger. As a trigger, a relay can run automations depending on its state. For example, the relay state, we can set up an automation that will run if the relay is on or off. Countdown timer, the automation can be started after the time set in the countdown timer has elapsed. Power failure mode, the scenario can depend on how the relay will behave after power is restored, on or off. External switch settings, the automation can be set up to change the relay state when an external switch is pressed. Automation with the increase electricity function. One of the interesting and useful automations is increase electricity. If a device connected to the relay starts consuming more than specified in the settings, for example, more than a certain power in watts, you can set up a notification or turn off the relay completely. This is useful when you want to avoid overconsumption of energy or record sudden changes in consumption. This automation is activated if the device's consumption exceeds the set thresholds. Automations with current, power and voltage parameters. With automations, you can set actions when the following parameters are exceeded or decreased. Current, if the current is above or below a specified value, you can perform a specific action. Current power, similarly, for power, you can set up automation to react to its changes. Current voltage, if the network voltage goes beyond the specified values, you can turn the device on or off. It is worth noting, however, that these parameters are not explicitly configurable in the interface and cannot be used directly for automations. But in the case of integration through more complex systems, for example, using Zigbee2MQTT or ZHA, you can get additional data for more accurate scenarios. Fault automation. If the device parameters, voltage, current, power, go beyond the thresholds, you can set up automation with a fault signal. However, since the thresholds are not manually configurable in the Tuya app, these automations cannot yet be used directly in the standard app. Now let's look at how a relay is used as a then executor in automations. Unlike a trigger, in this case we set the actions that the relay should perform. Turn the relay on or off. The main function will be to turn the device on or off depending on the automation conditions. Change state, if the relay was on, it can be turned off, and vice versa. Countdown timer. You can set a timer that will count the time after which the relay will change state. Configuring the operation of an external switch, in automation, you can configure the operation of an external switch to change the state of the relay. Now the relay can be used both as an if trigger and a then executor for various automation scenarios. It is ideal for controlling lighting, household appliances, and more complex systems in a smart home. Now let's check how our relay works in the Home Assistant smart home ecosystem. First, go to our server and go to the Devices and Services section. Next, we find the Tuya integration. In your case, it can be either the regular Tuya Cloud or local Tuya, if you are already using a local connection. I use the Tuya Cloud integration. Click Restart to update the list of devices, and after a few seconds, we find our relay in the list. Go inside. And here, as we can see, is information about the ZVP1G device. There are 2 sensors so far. Voltage is unavailable. Why? Because it is turned off. If you have the same situation, click on voltage, click on the gear and turn it on. And click refresh. After a few seconds, about 30 seconds, this sensor will be available. I had the same current sensor and connected power. After a few seconds, I refreshed the page, and as we can see, the sensors are available and transmitting readings. Our current strength is like this. Connected power is 6 watts. Network voltage is 225 volts. We can add all this to the dashboard. Configuration 0, 1 and 2 are also present. This is the relay status after the device is disconnected. The operation log is present. The relay is fully supported. Connecting the Tuya relay to the Home Assistant server via Zigbee2MQTT. Now let's connect our relay directly to the Home Assistant server via Zigbee2MQTT. To do this, put the relay in pairing mode and start searching for devices in the Zigbee2MQTT interface. After a few seconds, the device is found. Let's go inside. The picture is almost identical to our relay. The relay is supported by Zigbee2MQTT, model TS001_power. The interview was successful. The name switch is Power Monitor. That's right. In the Exposes tab, we get the current status of the relay on or off. And we can also control it from here. Turn our relay on or off. Current power 0W, current 0.03 amperes. Network voltage 226 volts. And as we can see, 0.12 kilowatt hours of electricity were consumed. And this memory is most likely present in the relay itself. Since we are now connected directly to it, bypassing the Tuya servers, there is also the ability to configure an external switch and memory after power outage. By default, restore the current state. Under the State tab, we receive data directly from the relay itself. This relay is fully supported and can be used in Home Assistant smart home automation. You can integrate it with other devices and create scenarios to automatically turn the load on or off depending on various conditions. The relay, without a doubt, justifies its cost and offers a lot of useful features that make it an excellent choice for a smart home. One of its main features is energy monitoring, which allows you to monitor energy consumption and optimize the operation of connected devices. This is especially important in conditions where you need to save electricity, because with this relay you can know exactly how much energy your devices consume. In addition, the relay fully supports Tuya, Home Assistant and even Zigbee2MQTT, which gives you the opportunity to integrate it into various smart home ecosystems, no matter what platform you use. This level of compatibility is definitely a big plus. But that's not all. The relay offers convenient timer functions, schedules, and the ability to customize an automation system. Whether it's lighting control, climate control devices, or home appliances, it integrates easily and helps you customize your home's comfortable automation. You can set up cyclic operating modes for devices such as pool filters or hoods, and also set random switching to simulate the presence of people in the house when you are not there. Relay operating modes such as a countdown timer, energy consumption thresholds, and the ability to use the relay as a trigger in automations make it a universal tool for any smart home. To summarize, it's safe to say that this relay is a great solution for those who want an affordable and multifunctional device for monitoring and controlling devices in their home. It has an excellent price/quality ratio, and I definitely recommend it to anyone looking for convenience and efficiency in one device. You will find all product links in the description below the video. There is also a link to our Telegram group, where you will find not only new products on the smart home system, but also coupons, promotions, as well as the opportunity to chat and get answers to questions. There you will also find links to the Smart Home Forum, where all topics are divided into sections for more convenient communication and information search. Please do not forget to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss other interesting videos about smart and not so smart home systems. All the best to everyone, peaceful skies and goodness. Bye bye.